Well, one thing for sure. Out of all the 40 plus countries that are, their politicians are assisting the war in Ukraine. Well, I'm going to have to give credit to thousands and thousands of people in Germany that are protesting German politicians giving all this military and money to keep the war going on in Ukraine. I really have to thank those people. One news thing was what? Over 10,000 people protested, not counting all the other cities where people are protesting. And then the government is putting police out there and everything to control the people and tell them, well, you're not a good citizen if you're not for Ukraine. Bullpucky. Ukraine wouldn't exist without NATO and USA putting billions and billions of dollars in arms and cash into that country. But like I say, this whole idea is, I'm behind the German protesters. Too bad more damn countries' people just don't quit being sheep and get out there and give their opinions. And the worst is the United States of America, its citizens. For some reason, and hell, 90% of them never heard of Ukraine until last year. They know nothing about Ukraine. They know nothing about the history of Russia. Man, I tell you. And I agree with Putin. The West and the USA is doing nothing but trying to push Russia over the cliff. Well, Russia's not going to stand for it. They are not going to stand for it. They will fight. And it could lead to a World War III. And with my experience with nuclear weapons, if it ever got to that, this world is screwed. Between Russia, China, North Korea, we have done nothing but make a mess out of this country since 1950. We cannot seem, the USA cannot seem, and its politicians keep their goddamn nose out of other people's business. If they concentrated more on peace in the world, USA and NATO, they could do wonders. But see, there's no money in peace. And the warmongers, man, they are making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars off these stupid ass screwed up wars that we're having. Just look at the United States. Hell, we've got troops in Germany. We have had since the end of World War II. We've got troops in Saudi Arabia. We've got troops in Italy. My God, man, we got troops in just about every one of the damn frickin' NATO countries. Why do we do that? Why? Those countries don't need protection. Or are we doing it as a control? Is it as a control to where the United States is doing the controlling of all these countries? Like I say, everybody knows we supported NATO. We helped create NATO. We've supported NATO every damn year since they were formed. And we still support them. But in return, no matter what kind of conflict we want to get into around the world, We can always get NATO to make it a United Nations effort. We did it in Korea. We did it in Vietnam. And boy, that was a disaster. Afghanistan, Iraq. Man, we just cannot seem to keep our nose out of trouble. And all it does is just cost the poor old American taxpayers all their hard-earned money and all the thousands and thousands of lives it's cost us. Hell, just in Korea and Vietnam alone, it was, oh God, 120,000 Americans killed. 150, 200,000 wounded. No, folks, the American people are going to have to start standing up to these politicians. They're going to have to quit letting the crooks and the corrupt people control the countries of this world. But a few thousand leaders rule the world. Hundreds of millions of citizens just run around like sheep wearing the bell. Just follow the bell. But one of these days, maybe we'll get smart. Maybe one of these days we'll get smart. But right now, Russia is not going to lose. They are not going to lose. They still have the main goal in mind, and that is the south and the east of Ukraine, which are Russians, which is Russian country, Russian people. And that also includes a lot of Ukrainians, regular citizens, that are basically Russian. But they can't be Russian in Ukraine. Ukraine has outlawed anything to do with Russia. Language, school, teaching. Good old Ukraine. But anyway, people just don't seem to ever get smart in this world. They just never seem to get smart. Peace? Nobody wants peace. War? Oh, hell yeah, man. That's all we seem to understand is war. That's a good old USA. We got to be involved in every damn country in the world. If there's no conflict, hell, we start one. All right, folks. I'm out of here, but basically, people are not getting smarter. They're getting dumber every day. Have a good one, folks. Hopefully a safe one.